Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about Jupiter as it goes into the sign of Cancer, which it will be in the sign of Cancer from June 1st to October 31st. And then it will go into Leo for a couple of months and return back into Cancer from around January 24th to June 25th of 2027. But I want to talk about this first jaunt that it's going to be here in the sign of Cancer. It's going to rip through the whole sign, and it's going to be forming all sorts of aspects. You're going to want to listen through with me because there's so many events that Jupiter is going to be causing due to its conjunction with other planets and what signs it's in. This is going to be so eventful. So many things I have to tell you about with Jupiter being in this sign. But before I proceed any further, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. I don't know why you wouldn't want it. It gives you all of what I'm talking about delivered to your email address for free, all written out every week. And while you're at galacticcenter.org, where you're going to sign up for my free newsletter, remember to check out my spiritual community, my Patreon page. This is an amazing community. We meet weekly live, discuss the problems of the world and how to solve them. But most of all, it is a place where we go to talk without judgment and find friendship. So that is my Patreon. You'll find that on Galactic Center when you scroll down on the first page. And furthermore, June is the month the Galactic Planner comes out as an app. You will not want to miss it. And it will be doing things that only you feel a personal astrologer could do for you. This is true. So this is galacticplanner.com. You're going to want it. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about is my university. Now my university is going all the time. You don't need to wait for semester 1 to start to be part of my live classes. But there's 40 self-paced lessons and videos for you to take at any time. Check it out. If you want to learn Vedic astrology, this is the answer. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. All right, let's get going. I want to talk more about what you can expect because, like I said, this is eventful. Jupiter, while it's in Cancer, it's its sign of exaltation. An exalted planet delivers its effects stronger, much stronger, and it delivers all the good that Jupiter's about, which is expansion, opportunities. It deals with wealth. It deals with prosperity. And, you got to take note of all these opportunities when Jupiter is making its aspects to certain planets. This is an amazing time. So, also the sign of Cancer is family. And it deals with togetherness. It deals with emotion. Jupiter here brings us together with a sense of feeling and connection with others. And Jupiter's about spirituality and truth. That's what's unveiling itself throughout this entire month. This is the month. But when I say this is the month, Jupiter's going to be here all the way through October 31st. But the months I'm really talking about that it's real powerful is June and July. Because when we get a little further out, we've got some things to be careful of. Now, Jupiter has been in the nakshatra for almost a year called Purnavasu. And this nakshatra is said to be the return of the light, and that's exactly what's happening. There is an awareness opening while Jupiter is in Cancer. The light, consciousness is being raised, and all at the same time, this is a time of deep, profound spiritual development for all of us during this time. Now, Purnavasu is probably one of the most positive nakshatras that Jupiter can be in. But it's going to shift on June 19th into the nakshatra called Pusha. And Pusha is actually the most spiritual nakshatra of all. But Purnavasu is ruled by Jupiter, where it's more expansive and light-seeking. Pusha is more about work, because Pusha, even though it is the most spiritual nakshatra, and Jupiter here is all about learning, truth, spirituality from the deepest sense of the word. But it is ruled by Saturn, so it means we have to work. The work is there. It's not as easy, but we want to do this work because it expands our awareness and our consciousness. And Pusha, that nakshatra symbol, is a cow udder. In other words, giving nourishment, giving food. So this is another indication that the economy is working well. And I believe the stock market is soaring during this time that we have Jupiter, particularly in Cancer with the other two benefics. And let me remind everyone, there is this combination of Jupiter with Mercury and Venus. And this is a clean, clear Saraswati Yoga because the sun is not involved here. This is really special. And so this Saraswati Yoga that's occurring in the month of June and July, where Jupiter comes together with Venus and Mercury, will be from June 22nd till July 4th. During this time, it will be magnificent. All positive energy of Jupiter because it's combined with the other two benefics. And particularly Mercury can deal with so much learning, education, getting it all out there. And I happen to notice, and I've mentioned this in my monthly dissertation, that Jupiter, being with these benefics, will be in the 8th house of the United States chart, which means wealth and prosperity, the economy is working, and peace more than anything. But there's a healing and peace that comes through the understanding and knowing of the truth. And that's what's being revealed this month. So furthermore, let me just make some references to some of the conjunctions. Now, Jupiter will exactly conjunct Venus on June 10th. And I want you to know this is significant. Why? Because they are both rulers of their camps. They actually don't like each other because it's like putting two kings together. So be aware that during this day, everything's expansive and growing, but there might be a little bit of conflict with two different powerful people in the world. Yes, literally, it can be two presidents or kings that are fighting for power, fighting for the attention, fighting for the lead. Be aware of that. But there's another thing that happens that's significant. When the sun comes into Cancer, that will be July 17th. And in this event, this means the closer the sun gets to Jupiter, Jupiter becomes combust. So Jupiter will be conjunct the sun by July 30th. This is not easy. The energy and the light and the power of Jupiter are diminished somewhat because it is what we call combustion. So I have found that when Jupiter becomes combust, things with the stock market aren't working out as well. So take full advantage of Jupiter in June and the first half of July before things get a little hectic. And not to mention, by June 30th, Mercury will be going retrograde. So that's another thing that's going to start things to get a little heated up in July, but I think it's more towards the end of July that we're going to start seeing a change from all the prosperity and happiness and joy that the war's over, there's peace, there's things coming together. Now, Jupiter will be in Pusha, between June 19th through August 18th. And this does deal with high-minded spirituality and truth, pushes the spiritual nakshatra. But by August 18th till October 31st, Jupiter will be in the last nakshatra of the sign of Cancer, which is Ashlesha. So once again, that will be August 18th to October 31st. Ashlesha is pretty sneaky. Ashlesha is ruled by Mercury, but it can deal with some deep, dark undercurrents. So be aware. But let me say this, as Jupiter moves to the last degrees of the water sign Cancer, which will be around October 15th through October, well, till October 31st. But particularly when it's in those last degrees of Cancer, 29 degrees, look out, because the last week of October, especially the 28th to the 31st, storms. Remember, Gandanta can deal with drowning. And this is hurricane season. So look out. This is something we've got to be prepared for. Astrology gives this knowledge to prepare. So don't be risking it if you're in hurricane territory. This can be serious. And it will deal with, if it doesn't particularly deal with drowning in terms of severe weather and storms, it can definitely deal with people losing control, losing their head, just being out of control. Some crazy things are happening. We have experienced some of the greatest light, and in that event, the darkness wants to change things. And as I said, I'm concerned about starting the end of August all the way through really November and December, that things will change. And especially when Jupiter goes into Leo. From October 31st through this year, 2026, till January 24th of 2027. For 2 months, it's going to be in Leo. And boy, I've got a lot to say about that. You just wait for my videos on that, because there's going to be a lineup of planets in that window of time that are extraordinarily destructive. And I will say this, Mars is going to be in a difficult place during the time that Jupiter, towards the end of July through August, Mars is going to go into its debilitation sign. And during this time, it's going to be with Jupiter, and especially in October and November, Mars will be debilitated. And Mars will be Gandanta too. So we'll get there. I just want you to know what Jupiter means for your life and your advancement and what you're doing. So now let's go back to when Jupiter turns retrograde. This is really important. Really, really important. I hope you're still with me. So when Jupiter will go into Leo, it will turn retrograde December 12th at 2 degrees of Leo. If you have any planets around 1-2 degrees of Leo, wake up, look out, your life is going to change dramatically. I mean this, because that is the degree that around November, December, both Jupiter, Mars, and Ketu will collide. This is going to be actually in November. I think the first and second week of November. And then Jupiter will move up. That will be 1 degree of Leo. And I don't expect there to be a lot of peace and love going on in the world around this time. But by the 12th, if you have any planets, 1-2 degrees of Leo, you're going to have a spiritual awakening. Your world will change. And yes, it will be better. But you got to go through something to get there. Now, April 12th Jupiter will turn direct in Cancer. It will be 22 degrees of Cancer. And while this happens, this is, if you have any planet around 22 degrees of Cancer, you're in luck. You're going to have some great opportunities. Remember, I'm talking sidereal astrology. Do not be trying to figure this out with your Western charts. Please stop it. It'll be totally wrong. Okay, but looking at December 12th, 2026 and April 12th, 2027, Jupiter is going to, first it's going to go retrograde, then it's going to go direct. And going back to the 1-2 degree of Leo, that's the most intense. But if you have a planet and the other fire signs 1-2 degrees, which is Aries or Sagittarius, you're in luck too. There's something healing and wonderful that can happen for you. Okay? And as well as 2-1 degree of Aquarius, because it's casting its opposition. And going to the April 12th date, if you have any planets that are 22 degrees of Cancer, 22 degrees of Scorpio, or 22 degrees of Pisces, this is going to be your lucky time. Mid-April, something positive will come out of this and give you expansion, wealth, money, and or information that improves your life greatly. So I want you to notice when Jupiter does change into a different nakshatra, the energy changes. And like I said before, it's been in Purnavasu going back and forth retrograde, but by June 19th, it shifts into Pusha, very spiritual, serious nakshatra. But by August 18th till October 31st, it will be in the conniving, sneaky nakshatra, Ashlesha, and that's where things start to get heated up in August. So one last thing I wanted to make note of that's pretty significant, around August 14th, Jupiter, while it's still in Cancer, will conjunct Mercury. And this is where communications become strong and outward, and people will learn something new. And don't forget, when Jupiter comes together with the Sun, that can be something to do with world leadership changing. And that will be around July 30th. So look at your chart and realize what house Jupiter's transiting while it's in Cancer. And so let me go through that really quick. I want to give you an idea of what that means for you. If you have an Aries moon or ascendant, something about your home will change in a positive way. If you have a Taurus moon or ascendant, traveling, learning are your things, and being brought together with siblings. If you have a moon or ascendant in Gemini, you're in luck financially, money is coming your way. Cancer, you're going through a big change as Cancer moon or ascendant. Physically, how you look. And if you have a Leo moon or ascendant, you're going to meet people from the past, go through some reminiscing and healing, and possibly travels to foreign places. If you have a moon or ascendant in Virgo, you're going to meet new friends and people in connections. If your moon or ascendant is in Libra, then your career is going to take off. If your moon or ascendant's in Scorpio, you'll be learning, and yes, you'll be doing lots of traveling. If your moon or ascendant's in Sagittarius, look out, there can be some money coming to you through other people. If your moon or ascendant's in Capricorn, it's a time of new relationships, or if you're married, your partner will be doing very well. If your moon or ascendant are in Aquarius, then this means your health will improve, work will improve, and if your moon or ascendant's in Pisces, your creative side will soar. Investments, creativity, and or there may be a new child in your family, or your children will excel, the ones you have. So with that, enjoy Jupiter's transit through the magnificent exaltation sign of Cancer. This is your time to shine and enjoy and be a part of all the good things in the world. So with that, I'll close. If you would like more information on me, go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org. Thank you.